Good evening, chat. Hello, it's Thursday night, and we've got the show. Yes, there is the debate. Are we going to watch it? No. I mean, I get it. What are we going to hear? Trump was a Nazi. Oh my God, democracy's under threat. And look at Joe Biden, so brave, so poised. His best performance ever. That's what we're going to see. That's going to be the reactions. I'm sure there's going to be memes. I'm sure they're going to be good. But, you know, that's not where I'm like, let's not lie. That's what's going to happen. If that doesn't happen, I'll eat my hat, but I know it's probably going to be the case. So just saying. Just saying, chat. Just saying. So I want to welcome everybody. If you are new, this is the Thursday night show. Yes, somebody says, welcome to the debate haters ball. Pretty much. I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at it tonight. That's kind of how I'm handling it. It's a very funny way of addressing it, though. So, can we read Sarah Boone's latest Spurg letter? We're going to do that. So this weekend, I'm working on redoing part of our shower. It's going to be like all day tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. I hope if it takes longer, shit, 2.0 and I are 2.0 is not going to be happy. But we got to get some stuff done. So I'm probably not going to be around this much during the weekend. Yes, we are going to go over it. I just have not had time. It's been a little bit of a busy week for me. But yes, America's sweetheart. Yes, America's sweetheart, Sarah Boone. So if you guys are new, my name's Sean, obviously potentially criminal. I'm an attorney in the Cleveland area, do a lot of criminal defense stuff. And this is the weekly show. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about tonight. You know, Julian Assange getting released, a fake elector case in Nevada getting dismissed, a man suing NASA because crap from the International Space Station fell through his roof. Not joking, it happened. And then a couple other things, including some updates in the Young Thug case, but also I hope to God they show this case coming up because I have the feeling this will be an interesting trial, especially the way this guy appears to be a nutbag. But we'll get to him in a second. I want to say hello to everybody out there tonight on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I tried setting up Rumble, but I think Rumble's kind of get bogged down by the debate. Rumble's having a lot of problems. And then I do want to say hello to everybody over on Locals. And if you guys don't know what Locals is basically it's the Patreon we have at home, except it's far better than Patreon. At potentiallycriminal.locals.com, it's very much like Patreon that doesn't cost you anything to sign up. You can sign up for free and become a member. With that, you get access to our community wall and all the community posts we might put up there. I'll put up things. You can put up things. Other people could put things up there. And then I could put things up there and you could call me a retard. And then you could put things up there and call me a tard. You know, there's the possibilities are endless and it costs you nothing. Now, if you wish to support me, it's $3 a month. You pay for 10 months, you get 2 months free. Now, why is that important? And I think Locals might be down right now too. Looks like Locals might have crashed. I mean, Locals getting a lot of energy right now because of the debates. Anyway, with that support, you get access to all the live shows we do on Locals. We do 2 live shows a week, so that's 8 a month. Sometimes we do more in a month. You know, we've done at least 13 or 14 shows in a month more than once this year. And what are those shows? Well, we always do a Monday night show. That's always about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And we get to hang out and have a lot of fun, talk about stuff that isn't appropriate for here in this type of format and the genre and things we talk about today, but also things that YouTube won't let us talk about. Anything involving guns, for example. It's far easier to go on Locals and do that. And then after this show, every Thursday night, we do an after party and we go hang out on Locals. It's a lot of fun. talk about things we couldn't talk about here or didn't have time to get into. And yeah, it's generally a very, very, very fun time. Did Wow, I thought I deleted and canceled out of that for a second. So that's at potentiallycriminal.locals.com. If you're not sure, you can use the promo code Booger Sugar and get 1 month free. What are you guys saying? Oh, some people. Roscoe says, "Did you answer my raffle question?" Which is your raffle question, Roscoe? Because I didn't see it. Sean's checking oil, filling up the tank. Yes. So if you guys want to join, it's 1 month free, gives you free access. There's no obligation afterwards. And from there, you can, you guys can move on. And otherwise, I think you'll enjoy it. And that's at potentiallycriminal.locals.com. And oh, looks like locals might be back up. Wasn't too sure because it looks like it's taking a shellacking right now. I would still use a promo code Switchy, guys, but for some reason people are saying it wasn't working, so we were going to leave it alone. Well, yes, Rumble is allegedly working. Tim Pool's using it tonight, and very interesting setup. Now, Roscoe says, if I don't have 501c3, can I do a raffle in Ohio? I mean, here's the deal. Like, you know how many, deer hunters clubs, coon hunter clubs, football boosters, those aren't all done as like 501. Like, some of them are done as 501c3s. But a lot of places don't. You know, yes, technically you can only have to be a charitable organization, but um it's that's ultimately the thing. And I guess it's really going to be, what are you raffling? What's going on? I mean, I'd say you need to make sure you're working with a charitable organization. That's the safest answer I can give you. And I don't know what organization you're working with. If you want to send me an email to potentiallycriminal@gmail.com, I can kind of give you some basic advice. But it's really going to depend on, like, I need to know a little bit more. But I mean, yes, are there people who have gotten away with it before? Yes, because obviously they don't go and bust down the door of every single VFW, American Legion, football booster, little league group out there. I'll say 5 minutes in, I'm already stuck in an autistic loop. Jeez. So, no, you guys are making fun of like coon hunting. No, there's actually. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. God, it's got trolled. Oh no. Oh, hold on, guys. Yeah, never mind. I guess Lainey doesn't want to come in here. Oh God, you trolled me with Robert L. McKim questions. Damn it. No, how to get them banned from Dollar General. Don't be a big fucking asshole. And when you're, I'm still not gonna lie. I almost want to write that Dollar General and see if I can get a copy of the security camera footage of Robert L. McKim freaking out down there. It's got to be hilarious. You got me good, Roscoe. You got me good. So no, what he's doing is going to be fraud, because I doubt he's giving anything away. What's my favorite coon hunting gun? Like, I'm serious, guys. There are raccoon hunting groups out there. I personally, not gonna lie, I've done it once or twice. It's not a lot of fun. I mean, it's like a camaraderie thing and a lot of beer drinking, stuff like that. But the raccoons get treed and then you shoot them. It's like, that kind of, I don't know. That's just not appealing to me. Not appealing to me. We're not streaming the debate tonight. No, 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 no. Kat says, who got banned from the Dollar General? Oh, a gentleman who has a page on Kiwi Farms. He's a complete spaz. And yes, it's really hard to get banned from Dollar General, but he did. Look up the Dr. Reverend Robert L. McKim Sr. He's a fellow Ohio man, although not peak Ohio man, like me. All right, guys, and normally we wait about 10 minutes for people to catch up. I think everybody's here who's going to be here. So let's hit the road. We'll start out with it's Super Cyanoquil. Sildenafil. When you just got to have that long-lasting effect of cyanide running through you, Super Sildenafil. What about Karen Reed? Okay, guys, Karen Reed, nothing today. No news. Jury is still deliberating. They went home. They've been home. They're going to work normal hours. The longer this goes, the more likely this is going to be a hung jury, I think. I don't know what the breakdown is. I know Turtle Boy's out there saying it's going to be... Jeez, the freaking headphone cable touched my leg in such a way I was like, I hope that's not a spider. And I checked in. It wasn't a spider, but it was the cable. So what does that mean? They haven't come to a conclusion, but we don't know how they're divided right now. It could be 11-1 for guilty. It could be 11-1 not guilty. It could be 6-6. Any number of combinations totaling 12. We just don't know. Would I like to think it's probably like 11-1 or 10-2, kind of like Kyle Rittenhouse, where it was like 10 people on board right away. This is bullshit, and then it drug out for a while? Sure. I'm not that confident. I am not that confident. So we'll see. We will ultimately see. So Bev won't like it. Yeah. Yes, it was April under my desk. Ugh. No, thank you. No, thank you. Bev wants her 4th of July time off. I mean, that's a real thing. That's a real issue, guys. I've said this before. Hold on, guys, again. One second. Lainey! Come here. Lainey. Come here. Lainey, come here. Hold on, chat. Never mind. That's the 2.0 just got home. That's why the dogs are excited. Lainey and Clyde are having a debate right now. It's just Lainey. That's me. And there's 2.0. So, jury, where was I with this? Yes, I know the spiders wait until you fall asleep and they crawl in your mouth. It terrifies me thinking about it, okay? And every once in a while, you stay up really late thinking about it. Before you know it, it's like 4:30 in the morning. And you've thought about it all night. So yes, please don't remind me. I already remind myself quite a bit. But what's going to happen with it? We don't know. We don't know how they're hung up. We don't know what they're hung up on. I'd like to think that they're, screaming and yelling at one or two of them for being retards. We just don't know. DUI guy said one of the jury members is a retired cop, bootlicking the blue like gang. Well, I don't know if we know. Sure, one of those guys might be a retired cop, but he also might look at that and say, I mean, in this case, today while I was driving around in between court, I was listening to Defense Diaries, Bob Mata and Ali Mata. And they were talking about how this is actually a case where having a cop from an outside agency would be good. Because you'd like to think he'd say, oh my God, this was dog shit, you guys. No, this is not guilty. So who knows? We don't really know right now. And okay, I remember we're getting to the issue about the 4th of July, guys, this is a real thing. I've said it before. I had a case where the jury was out for 3 hours on a case that should have been slam dunk. But as it got to about 5:30, the people that were holding out folded because they didn't want to stay all night. They didn't want to be late for dinner. They had to go take care of their kids. They've got stuff coming up over the weekend. Next week is 4th of July. Nobody's going to want to come to court on the 5th, which they might have to. I know there's quite a few places that are open court-wise on the 5th. Nobody wants to spend their 3rd in the courthouse and then come on for the 4th and have to wake up and do it all over again. And it's totally a normal situation. I think we'll get a conclusion tomorrow. I think people are not going to want to take this over the weekend. But we'll see. We'll see. So that's the Karen Reed update. Kimbo says, I'll help you finish your shower if you let me have the first shower. Well, does that mean it has to be with me or you just by yourself? I mean, instructions aren't clear. I can't accept the offer. So, Hunter Dirty Roofer says, Sean, sidebar real quick. I'm looking at 2 pre-used Aimpoint M4 comms for under $750. You want one of them? Well, like 2 for $750 for both? I mean, because that sounds like $300 for an Aimpoint M4. Yeah, an M68 CCO. Cool. But if you're telling me they're each $750, no. But if they're for like what you're saying, total price is $750. Yeah, I'd be down for one. Like, how old are they? Are they like they went through they were part of the invasion of Iraq hold, like 2003 manufacture? Or no? So fill me in on Discord. Because if it's the way I suggested it, I am interested. Mystery Sniper says, have you ever want to be part of the first and longest running 4th of July parade in Bristol, Rhode Island? No, not really. Because then I have to come to Rhode Island, so I'm good. Cat Not Williams gifted 1 membership. Cat, thank you for your support and for your generosity. Bullcut Nationalist says, not doing the debate? Nope. EDW Raptor with 5 memberships. Thank you. Thanks for the support. And thank you for the generosity. Greatly appreciated. Badweather Biker for $10 saying, the first time you hear the howl of those dogs echoing through a moonlit woods raises the hairs on your neck and gives you an addicting adrenaline rush that cannot be replaced. Oh, I agree. When you hear the dogs, when they start howling, they start going after the coons, raccoon, it's something else. I just, you find the raccoon stuck up in a tree and he's just like clinging on the tree and he's like, oh no, please don't. I mean, and it's one thing you catch him in a chicken coop, you catch him on your property, but like you chased him up into his like house and now he's like, well, I guess it's it. That's the only part of it I don't like. So. Yeah, Biden's doing terrible. I mean, unless Biden literally in the middle of it says, I want to go home. I want to go home. There's literally nothing he's going to do that's going to fucking end it. Oh, hello, sweetheart. Do you guys have foxes in Ohio? Yes. We do. Not tons of them, but we do. Osmosis Jones says you hunt people only on the 3rd Thursday every month. And that's only from 7 to 9 a.m. So. You had a logger friend like to hunt porcupines. Why porcupines? They kind of leave people alone generally. But yes, I'm not a big fan of wiping out trash pandas. So let's move on. Young Thug updates, guys. So I know we talked about this last week. Yak Gotti's attorney, Doug Weinstein, was one of the attorneys who's been really up there talking shit and gunslinging against Judge Glanville. Filed a writ of mandamus. Writ of mandamus, not Matt Damon. A writ of mandamus forcing the court, in that case, Judge Glanville, to perform something he's expected and has to do as a legal obligation. So Roscoe says porcupines kill trees by eating the bark. Well, so they're like beavers, except they don't have funny tails and go thwap, thwap, thwap in the mud. Like, I mean, they're kind of like they're kind of like beavers. And a writ of mandingo, no. Once again, guys, a writ of mandingo you can only secure in Jamaican courts. Okay, you have to go to Jamaica to get that one. You cannot get the writ of mandingo here. Yes, the writ of Matt Damon. It's not Matt Damon. Anyway, they filed for an emergency writ of Matt Damon. Damn you guys! Nico says, what about hedonism too? Do they have the writ of mandingo? I think that's the only jurisdiction it's valid in, is in Western Jamaica. What happened in the meantime? The Supreme Court of Georgia responded to their writ of mandamus. And it's very revealing. And we're going to start reading this. And pay attention to the way the court looks at things, guys. All right? This is very, very important. Because what's being said and not said is kind of critical here. And how it's what they say, but remember, guys, it's how somebody says it. So what do we have here? So the case of DeMonte Kendrick, which is Yak Gotti's real name, versus Earl Glanville, Chief Judge. Okay. So he's facing murder charges. He filed directly in this court an emergency motion seeking original relief in the form of mandamus against Judge Glanville. And a state, geez, I'm like Michael J. Fox with this. In a state of the proceedings, filed in the court a motion to recuse Judge Glanville after he became aware of an alleged ex parte meeting on June 12th. Now, remember, guys, June 10th, I mean, this is 2 weeks now. We're in the middle of this insanity. And this is the one that was between the judge, the assistant DAs, the state's witness, Lil Rod, Kenneth Copeland, Little Woody, Kenneth Copeland. The guy says he's going to lie, and the witness's attorney. Now, they point out that Judge Glanville did not refer the motion to recuse to another judge, and they say, see Uniform Superior Court Rule 25.3, instead decided the motion himself and denied it. Well, that's important, because what does he say? What does he say? I sound like Biden at the debate. Thank you. Is locals down? I kind of get the feeling it is, or it wasn't working for a while. Yeah, guys, I can't get locals up, and I didn't get the Thursday live chat up, so it's not loading fast enough for me. So if you guys are over on locals, you guys can hang out in the safe house. Sorry about that. So here is the Uniform Superior Court Rule. And we talked about this before. The judge, when he's presented with the motion to recuse, shall temporarily cease to act upon the merits of the matter. And remember, shall means must. You will do this. You have to do this. And he shall immediately determine the timeliness of the motion, the legal sufficiency of the affidavit, and make a determination, assuming any of the facts alleged are true, whether recusal would be warranted. Now, notice this part. This is, I think, the court in Georgia, the Georgia Supreme Court, trying to help Judge Glanville out here. Because remember, what's Judge Glanville done the entire time? Double down, and double down. Well, they put this in italics. The court itself put this in italics. If it is found the motion is timely, the affidavit sufficient, and that the recusal will be authorized as some or all of the facts set forth in the affidavit are true, another judge shall be assigned to hear the motion to recuse. Now, that's all in italics. That's all in italics. That is their way I think, of telegraphing to Judge Glanville, buddy, you really need to fix this. I think this is their way of getting rid of it, because they'll explain else why they're not addressing the matter. But they're giving Judge Glanville another chance. They're like telegraphing him, like, you need to follow the fucking rules. It's a hint, So it's like, we're like Steve, guys. We just found a clue. Blue just left a clue for us. So that is the critical thing here. Look at how that's being done. And then the next page, they talk a little more. But we get to the rest of the things here. In his emergency motion, Kendrick does not seek appellate review of the order denying the motion recuse. Instead, he seeks original relief from this court against Judge Glanville, asserting that any effort to file a petition for writ of mandamus in Superior Court will result in frustration and lack of action, because such a petition would go to Chief Judge Glanville, and so he has no option other than for the Georgia Supreme Court to exercise its discretion and consider his claims. Now, they're saying, look, no matter what we do, the judge is going to deny it because we have to go to him. Now, they argue in supporting this claim, there were other petitions for writs of mandamus, he says, were filed in connection with the case in July and the other in October of 2023. And these have yet to be heard by Judge Glanville, despite efforts by the attorneys to have a hearing on the matter. Well, that's when, I think at that point, you could probably make an argument to the Supreme Court. But here's the problem, guys. These are over a year old. July of 2023? You've waited too long. I mean, it's great to show the judge is not working fast, but you haven't done this the right way. So by way of relief, they want him to assign the motion recused to an unbiased judge for a hearing, and that the court stay the trial proceedings pending the motion to recuse. And they also want Judge Glanville to produce an unredacted transcript of the secret ex parte proceeding held on June 12th, 2024. Now, this is where the court figures out a way to punt. So they say, although this court has the power to grant original relief in the nature of a mandamus action, it has chosen to maintain its general status as an appellate court and to exercise its original jurisdiction only in extremely rare, well, I'd argue this is pretty rare, situations where the need has been shown. I'd argue this is pretty rare and the need has been shown. And before this court will consider exercising original jurisdiction, the petitioner must show he has sought and been denied access to the proper channels for seeking relief in a trial court. So even though Judge Glanville is going to tell you no, you have to. And yes, because a lot of courts and appellate courts like to hold themselves out as courts of last resort, not courts of first resort. Although the way Judge Glanville's acting is extremely rare. And that's the sad thing. They're like, well, fuck these guys in jail. Who cares about their freedom? But the Supreme Court's a court for correction of errors of law committed in a trial court. So that's, like I said, guys, they're just punting away. David, did you get my text today? Hold on. Let me see. Don't recall. Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did get your text, David. I'm sorry. I hadn't had a chance to respond yet because I had not seen the thing yet. And they say, but I appreciate the super chat as well. Thank you, David. Saying, moreover, it's well established that a petitioner seeking mandamus relief against Superior Court judge may file such a petition in the appropriate Superior Court, and being the respondent, Superior Court judge will disqualify, and another judge will be appointed to hear it. And the final decision may be appealed to the appropriate appellate court for review. So they're saying they skipped a step here. And like I said, I think this is their way of saying we'd rather it happen that another courts take advantage. Now, if Judge Glanville gets all retarded and denies it, then they'll deal with it. But once again, this is their way of trying to follow procedure exactly and get it resolved without them getting involved. So they point out Yak Gotti's required to show he first sought relief and was denied access to the proper channels for seeking relief. He has not made such a showing. And he admits he has not filed a standalone mandamus petition against Judge Glanville in Superior Court. Now, that just seems weird because here in Ohio, I don't think if I had to file mandamus, I would go straight to the appellate court. I mean, how does that work when you're the only judge in the county? Because there's a lot of counties. I mean, in Ohio, there's multiple counties where it's just one judge that does the common pleas, which is where, felony actions would be held. Do you go to the probate judge, or do they get a judge from another county? How does that work? Whatever. Although Kendrick expresses concern that filing a mandamus petition in Superior Court would be futile because the petition will be assigned to Judge Glanville, that is not so. As explained to Brown, if Kendrick were to file a mandamus petition in Superior Court naming Judge Glanville as the respondent, Judge Glanville will be disqualified from presiding over the matter. A different judge would consider the petition. Either party may appeal the final decision. So they're pointing out that, and I think this is their way of, this is the way the Supreme Court of Georgia is making sure that everybody in Fulton County understands. Listen, you stupid sons of bitches. Don't let him handle this. You guys have to step up and do the right thing. And it's also a way to tell Judge Glanville, back the fuck off. We're not going to correct this if you're going to be a dumbass. So all the justices concur except for Justice Peterson, who didn't participate. And this is from the Supreme Court of Georgia. So they're going to have to go ahead and seek this out through trial court. Oh, well. Oh, well. Oh, well. No breathing. Let's see here. Where? Sweet Tooth says, it didn't, you didn't waste $2. It takes me a while to respond. No, guys, it actually is a very important thing. It's something that him and I are working on kind of tangentially. So. What does Matt Damon say? Matt Damon. That's what he says. And then, yes, David, I want to make sure. Thank you for the super chat. Now, moving on from that, we have another issue. Another issue. A judge in Georgia has just been removed, and it's the judge who got arrested last week. But she didn't get removed for getting arrested. There's actually a different reason why she got removed. And it's very interesting because a lot of people like to think it's because of oh, who is it's what she did in addition to all this stuff. So why is this? Hold on here. Why are you being gay? There we go. All right. So the Supreme Court of Georgia orders the removal of Judge Christina Peterson. So she was the judge who in Douglas County, Georgia, who was arrested last week at a nightclub. And before we get too far, we'll get to what happened there with her case. But for right now, guys, what happened? Well, she had a multiple ongoing things with the Supreme Court. She had a number of violations of the Codes of Judicial Conduct and numbers of violations of the Judicial Qualification Commission that exhibited a pattern of judicial misconduct. And it says it's a ruling. And yes, there is a ruling, chat. It's a ruling. It's 82 pages long. 82. And no, I've read through it. We're not going to read it here. But it's 82 pages of them describing how big of a fuck up she was. That said, though, this article does a great job of summing it up. And they say that we agree that removal is warranted and that she is no longer a probate judge. And as a result, she shall not be eligible to run for any judicial office until 7 years have elapsed from today's date. It's a pretty serious issue. Now, they haven't taken her law license, which is interesting because they could discipline her for that as well. Currently, she's facing 2 charges, battering a police officer and felony willful obstruction of law enforcement by threats of violence. And we'll get to those in a second. But it's very interesting what she did in lead up to this. Okay. So these are the important parts of this. So she was sworn in 2020 after winning a Democratic primary. So she's been a judge for a couple years. Less than a year into her 4-year term, she was already facing formal charges. And she had 50 counts of alleged misconduct. And ultimately, they only addressed 30 of them. So, what did they do? Well, the worst thing she did was that her treatment of a woman who appeared before her while trying to correct an error on her marriage certificate. The judge held her in criminal contempt and imposed a maximum term of 20 days in jail without explanation or justification. So, meaning even by the time they got to her, she still didn't really have a good answer. She allowed people to enter the county courthouse after hours without ensuring proper security screening, made unjustified requests for deputies to work overtime at taxpayer expense when her access was limited as a result. She also pressed a panic button in her chambers when the deputy assigned to her escort her to court did not arrive on time. Now, here's the thing, guys. Judges have panic buttons. They have a panic button in their courtroom, and a lot of them have panic buttons in their chambers. And I've seen the panic button get hit before. I was there one time when it got tested. They had to do a bunch of rewiring, and I was kind of watching the guys install some of the equipment, and I was in between hearings. I was like, oh, it's kind of neat to watch. And they came in, and the guy in charge of court security came in and hit the button. He came in and he said, we're testing that, and he made sure like the guys working in the courtroom doing wiring and sound were away from the courtroom doors, because when that alarm gets pressed, you come running and you just boom, blow the doors open. You come running looking for a fight. And they came and they met. It was a proper alarm test. You can't just press that fucking button. It's like pulling a fire alarm. Now here you see other things. That she engaged in hostile exchanges with people at a meeting of her homeowners association while she had an active lawsuit pending against them. They also said, and this is a big one, she gave false testimony before the hearing panel, which they should be taking that up as an issue as an attorney as well. You can't lie. In fact, when you have bar issues, you admit what's going on. They're generally like, yeah, thank you for being honest. They'll still punish you, but at least you're honest about it. So they concluded multiple violations were reflected a flagrant disregard for the law, judicial rules, and judicial conduct rules. Huh. It's like we've heard this already. As well as a pattern of violations, something extremely concerning made removal from the bench appropriate. So she was not removed for what happened last week. She was not removed for being arrested. She was removed because she was a bad judge previously. That shame says, what? You don't have a panic button? Peasant. No, I don't have a panic button. What, do you guys? No, my panic button's a pistol that sits in my desk. Like, that's my thing. Like, in my, my office. Like, yeah, there are guns in my office. So, for a long time, I had my 357 sitting in my office. And, with the advent of 3D printing, I'm probably going to do like a Glock 17 with a couple of stendos, and that'll be my answer. Yes, it's all a cover-up. She's speaking out against government corruption, chat. She's speaking truth to power. It's a First Amendment violation here. It's all constitutional. Now, what did she do last week? We have footage of her there. And guys, this is actually hilarious. So this is her footage of her actually getting arrested. It's 2 hours long, but we don't need all 2 hours. It's very quick. But it's very hilarious. So here we go. They're showing up at a kind of restaurant and a club, and everything's going down. Here we go.
No, he can punch me. Everything for no reason.
Okay, now who's screaming, let her go? Let her go. Let her go. Let her go. I don't want to be a judge anymore. This is the judge getting involved with someone getting arrested. You think she know better, but she doesn't.
That's a cop.
Now, you heard those guys in the background saying, yo, 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 that's a cop. You know it's bad when everybody's around like, whoa, 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 don't be an idiot. That's a cop you're fighting. Well. Yes, and if you notice that is her wig on the ground. That came off, I can't believe it.
And that's on me.
I love that. Oh my God, what happened? Did the wig also get arrested? No.
just punched the cop.
She's a judge. She's a judge. And she just said she didn't punch a cop. I mean, maybe she didn't, but that doesn't look good. This doesn't look good so far.
Did not! Go get my purse! No, Christina, I have your stuff. I got it. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome.
Where's your purse? Officer. Back up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
That, and I saw this earlier. That guy he's lucky nothing happened. I mean, you don't ever stay the fuck away from the cops while they're doing their thing, guys. Never a good idea.
She was helping the girl out. I
didn't punch shit. No, I didn't. No, I don't punch.
You're gonna get
no, I did not. You, are you? No, I didn't. I don't punch me.
Okay. Hey,
are you serious?
What I don't understand is the guy was pushing the girl.
You pushed that lady.
He pushed that girl.
Record. Record, please. Record please. Are you serious?
He was trying to help out the girl.
That
girl was getting slugged by a dude.
That is record, please.
So yeah, good job, Judge. I'm sure you weren't, sauced at all. Sure you weren't sauced at all. She's missing her weave, guys. Help her find the weave. I think they found it pretty quick. Yes, Water Vent button. Hey, Water saying bob and weave, cope its need. Yes. Yeah, it's just bob and weave, guys. Dweez. Ah. Oh, God. This is brilliant. I thought judges in America didn't wear wigs anymore. Well played, sir. Well played. Oh, my God. Grax is saying, oh, it was in Buckhead. I don't know what that means, but okay. Sure, it was in Buckhead. So, yes, but she's got her own charges there, but those charges were not what prompted her to get in trouble. All right, guys, so moving on to a little bit of, I think, the good news for the night. This was the thing I let off with in the title line, because I think it's only appropriate now. Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, well, not really the founder, but the face of WikiLeaks, and what he had done for years, is now a free man. He's now free. We talked about it last week a little bit, but now he's 100% freed. He is actually out from underneath the threat of prosecution from the United States government. Now, is he out from underneath the threat of getting murdered by the United States intelligence community? No. Not at all. Not at all. That is yet to be determined, chat. That is yet to be determined. Alice says, I didn't see this one coming. Neither did I. Neither did I. I kind of get the feeling this was done a little bit as an election year issue to try to gain some traction. But I don't know. Roscoe says he should have been pardoned. Well, that can happen still. Will he publish more leaks now? I don't know. We'll talk about why not. So anyway, Julian Assange is now free to do or say whatever he likes. What does his future hold? Well, this is Julian Assange, guys, if you've never seen him before, or if you have, it's been 12 years. I mean, really, it's been 12 years since he ran into the Ecuadorian embassy And then it's been over 5 years since he was abducted by the British police out of the embassy. This is Assange earlier as he got out of the car yesterday in Saipan. And this is him getting home in Australia. If you guys did not know that, Julian Assange is Australian. He has such a weird accent, though. And there's other pictures of him seeing his family, his wife Stella, who's been beating the drum for his freedom for years now. It's been really amazing. He has aged. Oh, yeah. I mean, he was in Belmarsh prison, basically in solitary confinement in their version of like Florence Supermax. Yeah. I'm sure he's mentally damaged severely. By Franz, he's an Aussie, right? Yep. Now he could live next door to Hella. I heard he's going to move. Hella, I heard he's your neighbor. So he got released, and he ended up being released as part of a deal with the U.S. Justice Department. His 5 years in custody in the British government is basically being considered time served. Now, that makes you want to say, wait, why is that time served? I thought he did horrible things to the government and to the intelligence community. It put so many people's lives at risk. Oh, we're going to give him 5 years? That's it? I guess it wasn't that bad after all. Now, this could be the part of the FBI's case was built upon using known pedophiles and child pornography people and just really shitty things overall. I don't know. Just me. Who really knows? Now, this is his plea deal. And we start off with, it's in the District Court for the Northern Mariana Islands. If you guys know where the Mariana Islands are, it's Saipan, Tinian, Guam. Now, Guam has its own federal court because it's its own territory. It's got its own court there. But Saipan and Tinian, they are part of the Northern Mariana Islands, and they are a United States territory. And actually, when I was, a couple years ago, I actually interviewed for a job out there, and they're working in the Attorney General's office for the Northern Mariana Islands. It's actually kind of interesting. Like it's, you're on Saipan, and it's got like the best weather in the world. On average, like 300 and like almost 300 days of like 75 degrees and a nice little breeze, and you're in the middle of the Pacific. You're also stuck there all the time. Going to Guam is like the big place to go, but you have to fly there. It's kind of expensive. And everything's a little weird there. But I thought it was kind of interesting, at least talking to the people. So what did he actually plea out to? I'm actually saying, will they pay my relocation fees? Yeah, that was part of it, but yeah, that wasn't an issue. But it's like, that would kind of suck. You're stuck there all the time. I mean, there's all the swimming and fishing you can do, but there's like, you're on the island of Saipan, where, the invasion of Saipan happened. And then, yeah, you can go to Tinian, but there's really nothing there. But that's where the B-29s took off to go to Japan. Then there's Guam, which, you show up there and it might tip over. So, it's dangerous to go there. Anyway, what do we have? So, United States of America versus Julian Paul Assange. Or the way Rush Limbaugh would say, Julian Assange. Which he's pleading guilty to one count of conspiracy to obtain and disclose national defense information. Okay. So they point out that he was not a United States citizen. He did not possess a U.S. security clearance and did not have authorization to possess, access, or control documents, writings, or notes relating to the national defense of the United States, including classified information. Bradley Manning, also known now as Chelsea Manning, was a U.S. Army intelligence analyst who held a top secret clearance and was deployed to forward operating base Hammer inside Iraq. Now, they talk about a couple different executive orders here, 12598, and then 13292, and then 13526. And they talk about things that are classified as top secret, secret, or confidential. And that to be classified as follows. If it's classified as top secret, if the unauthorized disclosure could be expected to cause exceptionally grave damage to the national security, the original classification or authority was able to identify and describe. Okay, well, remember, this is the NSA, CIA, and everybody's running around with their hair on fire. Well, I don't trust them. If it's secret, it could cause serious damage to national security. Okay. If it's confidential, it could cause damage to the national security. Okay. Okay. And remember, in addition to government documents, all the State Department cables were leaked, all the State Department assessments. And guys, here's the thing, those State Department cables are private State Department assessments of governments that are currently in power, the political oppositions, the situations there. They would mock and talk shit about people and say, yeah, the government is currently weak and inept. The guy running opposition's a moron. They were not very nice things. And all of this got leaked and it hurt the United States a lot in that regard. But you know what? Oh no, the bureaucrats crying and molding. I'm not really too worried about it. The government's its biggest problem anyway. Information classified only level could be only lawfully accessed by persons determined by an appropriate government official to be eligible for access. You have to sign an approved non-disclosure agreement. He received a security clearance and who had a need to know the classified information. And that's the thing. Even if you have a top secret clearance, you're not entitled to every piece of top secret material. There's top secret, and then there's special compartmentalized information. You only need to know what you need to know. You don't get to know every top secret out there. And then classified information can only be stored in an approved facility and container. It's where they're trying to hammer Trump on having a SCIF and having the appropriate cover pages and crap. So he was in a conspiracy to obtain and disclose the information. So from at least 2009 and continuing through 2011, an offense begun and committed outside the jurisdiction of any particular state or district of the United States. Assange, who will first be brought to the District of the Northern Mariana Islands, that's how they established jurisdiction here, knowingly and unlawfully conspired with Chelsea Manning to commit the following offenses. And they talk about to obtain and receiving documents that were classified up to the secret level, to willfully communicate documents relating to national defense classified up to the secret level. He willfully communicated documents relating to national defense. And in furtherance of the conspiracy, he did it to people in unauthorized possession of those documents to persons not entitled to receive them. So think about this little part here, chat. From persons in unauthorized possession of these documents to persons not entitled to receive them. So Julian Assange then transmitted them. Does that mean if Julian Assange gave them to the New York Times, that'd be a violation? Interesting. Something to think about. And further to conspiracy, Assange and Manning committed lawful and unlawful overt acts. And that's the main thing here. They claim that Assange worked with Bradley Manning to get these documents. Let me see here. Yes, Hunter took cocaine to make sure he stayed up late guarding those documents. Yes, protecting Joe's skiff. A vet in a garage is basically a skiff. Yes, Harble Warble, correct. So because of all of this, and this is the information that he pled out to, so criminal information is not an indictment. but it's a listing of charges you're agreeing to and you're going to enter a plea to. So this has been approved by the U.S. Attorney for Guam and Northern Mariana Islands, but then it was going to be for the National Security Division of the Department of Justice. Yeah. Okay. So Assange pled out and he got 62 months, which he's already served. He's a free man, all done. But what does this lead to? Well, it's funny now because the New York Times, that beacon of journalism and protecting everyone. What do they say now? Well, they look at this and say, the plea deal sets a chilling precedent. But it could have been worse. Where have you been the past 12 years? Well, in the past 12 years, you've been sucking the government's dick and then humping and parroting the words of the U.S. intelligence community every time they said something regarding President Trump. Oh, well, yes, the laptop's fake. 17 intelligence agencies said so. So, yes, now they're just understanding, wow, this could be really bad. The deal brings an ambiguous end to a legal saga that's jeopardized the ability of journalists to report on military intelligence or diplomatic information that officials deem secret. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that. I just love this. He's been writing about since 2010. Well, I'm glad the New York Times is just now realizing, the plea deal Julian Assange reached with prosecutors is bad for the American press freedoms. Well, where were you guys the whole time screaming he needs to be released? I don't remember seeing those op-eds written by the editorial board. Yes, enshrined in the First Amendment, the role of a free press in bringing light to information beyond what those in power approve for release. It's a foundation principle of American self-government, and it's true, it is. This agreement means for the first time in American history, well, probably not the first time you're willing to acknowledge, gathering publishing information the government considers secret has been successfully treated as a crime. Now, the government's going to say, well, it's one thing if Bradley Manning had just sent Julian Assange all these documents on his own. The government's claiming that Assange somehow made contact with Bradley Manning and said, hey, buddy, if you got anything illegal you want to send me, don't forget, holla at your boy. And he worked with him to secure that stuff. So I understand the government's going to argue that's not the case, but once again, do you really want to trust benevolence of the federal government? I know I don't. Now they're worried about the other journalists because it wasn't them now who faced it. Maybe children how aggressively they do their jobs because they will see a greater risk of prosecution. Yeah. Good job, New York Times. You figured it out. It's better late than never. But yeah. Joe Loy said, did Assange sign any Official Secrets Act? No, we don't. I mean, we have other acts up, but I know that's a British law. Was it the Pentagon Papers before Assange? Yeah, the Pentagon Papers in 1972. It's approved by Guam, yes. Cacophony says, yes, this is the thing. What happened in response? WikiLeaks deleted everything. It's all gone. WikiLeaks deleted everything. The DNC emails, everything got deleted. Now, am I going to sit here and shit on Julian Assange? No, I mean, that guy's been in hell for 12 years. But I'm sure the government said, delete all of this and don't do it anymore or we'll fucking kill you. I'm sure that's what he was threatened with. So I'm still surprised that the only time when Julian Assange was in the Ecuadorian embassy, there was that guy in black pajamas who got caught trying to sneak in. I'm honestly still surprised he was never drone striked while in the Ecuadorian embassy. That we shove a small diameter bomb onto that balcony and be like, oh, I guess somebody planted a bomb somewhere or a gas explosion. Whoops. I'm surprised we didn't kill him in a kinetic way. I mean, Hillary Clinton wanted to do it. I'm pretty sure there are accounts of her saying, why can't we kill him? Why can't we predator strike him? If only the New York Times had followed their own advice here. Sure. Never before, Daniel Ellsberg would like a word. Yes. Multiple reporters have taken problems. Multiple reporters have gone to jail for protecting press freedoms. In fact, Judith Butler spent like 80-some days in jail refusing to reveal who leaked the information about Valerie Plame. Peyton Huang saying if they deleted it all, it's all gone. Oh, the debate was not good for Joe Biden. Good. Tucker says someone high up in the Trump administration was planning to kill Assange. Oh, I'm sure Mike Pompeo, Mike Pence. Pick any of those neocon hacks. H.R. McBilderberg. All of those guys. Mattis. I'm sure all of them wanted to kill him. Ooh, spilled some water. Uh-oh. Just pay attention to what I'm doing. Pyramid 7 says, but who spoofed the Seth Rich files? I know. That's... Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Bill Barr. I'm sure Bill Barr was on that list of people. Keep hitting the enter key. Okay. Oh, not sure you were telling me. Bolton. Yeah, Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton. Yes, everybody in the Trump administration wanted to kill Julian Assange. I'm betting Jared Kushner wanted to kill him too. Scylla saying, honestly, if he's the threat, he would have been a grease spot years ago. Yeah, but then they went to all this for nothing. I mean, this is all just fucking theater. So that's, and you know what? I'm sure you're going to say it was theater. Well, that's a very interesting way they played it out. An interesting way they played it out. Michael Flynn was innocent also. Yes, he was. He was probably one of the few people in the Trump administration who didn't want to kill Assange. Oh. So we're gonna move on from there, chat. I mean, at the end of the day, it seems like a white pill, but it's really kind of more of like it's a placebo. They're giving us a dub because they can afford to give us the dub. It's really how I look at it. I don't know if you guys will. That's how I'm treating it. So, in this one, I guess we're gonna move from that. It's more like a black pill. Yeah, this is really gonna be a black pill. The former chief of the Uvalde school district police force. Now, this is the thing in Texas. Every school district in Texas, for some reason, has a police department. Instead of using school resource officers from the local police, they have their own police departments. It's really, really weird. Texas is a weird place. But like every school district has a police department. I think I've even seen like the Texas School for the Blind and Deaf have their own police department. It's like, how do you get people to comply? Put your hands up. He can't hear you or see you. Like, how does that work? How does that work? You have to like get up there and like spell in his hand. Like Helen Keller, it's like, get down on the ground. I don't know how that would work, Chad. I don't know how it would work. But this one, guys, this sounds great. But this is another black pill. It sounds great. Pete Arredondo, the former chief, and another former officer face felony charges of abandoning or endangering children. Now, yes, in hindsight of the Crumleys getting prosecuted, this is kind of like the next step. This is kind of the next step. So people out there were cheering for the Crumleys like, this is the problem. When you give a mouse a cookie, it wants a glass of milk. And when you give it a glass of milk, it wants to go to bed. And when you want to take a nap, it wants to get in your sheets. And when it wants that, it wants everything. And then soon the mouse owns all your shit. This is why going after the Crumleys is bad. It sets a bad precedent. It sets a very, 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 very bad precedent. Now, in this case, though, these guys were pieces of shit of the highest order. I mean, lest we forget, these brave heroes with fucking rifles and body armor, world-class bravery, while little kids are getting shot in the face. Well, it might be scary and we might get hurt. So we don't want to go in. Or even worse, I'm sure you guys remember seeing this picture here. No, it's too dangerous. Don't come down the hallway. These guys are already too scared. Being little bitch boys, it's too scary. Stay hiding behind people. Hide behind these guys because you might get shot. It's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. So dangerous. Yeah, it was two off-duty Border Patrol guys playing fucking pickup basketball. That's the funny part. Two guys came in there and fucking laid down business. And they got wounded for their troubles. Is that the order of mouse things? I've never heard the whole chain. I don't know. It's been like 30 some years since I've read the book. I mean, it's like hold on. What is it? If you give a mouse a cookie. There's also if you give a moose a muffin. That's also a dangerous part. Okay, so yeah, if you give... Okay, hold on. All right, God, I forgot. Okay, so if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to ask for a glass of milk. If you give him the milk, he's going to ask you for a straw. And when he's finished, he'll ask for a napkin. And then he'll want to look in the mirror to make sure he doesn't have a milk mustache. When he looks in the mirror, he might say he needs a haircut, so he'll borrow some scissors. And after he's finished trimming, he'll want to borrow a broom to sweep things up. And when he's done, he's going to be tired, so you'll have to fix a blanket and a pillow for him. He'll crawl in, and he'll probably ask you to read your story. When he looks at the pictures, he'll want to draw his own picture. So he'll draw a picture for you with his own crayons of paper. Then he'll want you to hang the refrigerator. He'll want to put the picture on the refrigerator, which means you'll need Scotch tape. And he'll stand back and look at it, and he'll say he's really thirsty for a glass of milk. And if he has the glass of milk, he's going to want a cookie again. The end. Look, it's been so long. If you give a Nick a Baldo. Yes. But yes, going back to these groups of heroes sitting around while people were dying. So, yes, he was indicted. He was indicted for the botched. I don't even botched is fair. Literally, they completely fucked it up. They completely did it wrong. Everything they did was in contradiction to what's been known about school shootings and mass shootings since Columbine, which is you go in as soon as possible. For a while, it was like you get like 2 or 3 people together, form a team. Then it was like grab a buddy and go in. And nowadays, they understand just go, kill the guy because he's likely by himself. And even if he's not, they're not ready for you showing up and attacking. You know, as the cops in Nashville who weren't little bitches about it, yeah, something dangerous happened, and those guys fucking sacked up and went in there and, you know, put in work. You guys haven't seen it. It's pretty dope. But these guys in Texas, you know, everything's bigger in Texas. The fucking pussies, too, apparently. So they face felony charges of abandoning or endangering children. So the district attorney is doing this. Well, this is being done for votes, guys. So I'm taking it seriously. Vote for me. Yes, but they waited 77 minutes to confront the gunman. He's ultimately shot and killed by off-duty officers from the Border Patrol. Everybody criticized them and noted that lives could have been saved had they actually fucking showed up. In the months following their shooting, Arradondo was fired about 3 months after the shooting. And he was listed as the incident commander on the response plan. I mean, think about it. He was in charge of defending the children and protecting the children. And when it came time to protect the children, he was like, well, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do that. I'm not paid enough. Remember, guys, he woke up he stood in that hallway of that school. And, you know, echoing through his ears was probably, you know, welcome back to the stage of history. And he's like, I'm going to go sit in the corner and be a bitch. I'm not going to go stand up and fight. You know. Now, obviously, when she talks about briefing families, you know, now those families could say, oh, the DA is such a good lady. She's so nice. Vote for her. So, you know, it's not clear when any other officers will face criminal charges. The grand jury's done in secret, so nobody knows. But apparently people have, including the head of the Texas Department of Public Safety, which is the Texas State Police Highway Patrol, testified before the grand jury. And he already said they bungled the response. And said it wasn't feasible for his officers to assume command, even though they weren't working quickly. Arradondo was fucking up. Now, they point out here that, yes, the Supreme Court has held that officers don't have a constitutional duty to protect, even if they're trained to do so. And legal experts agree, and I agree, they're going to have a difficult burden to prove on a reasonable doubt the officers were under legal duty to act, and failing to do so caused the harm. Now, I'm sure they're going to get change of venue on this and all those things, but yes, I agree. They're going to have a tough time. Now, arguing the Supreme Court has said there's no duty to act, those were only in civil situations, not criminal situations. So I think it might be a little different there. But remember, courts are government. What does government do for government? It looks out for each other. So I don't necessarily expect these guys to get convicted. Just get ready for the letdown, chat. Get ready for the long walk. Remember, what happened to that coward, the coward of Broward County, when Nicholas Cruz was shooting up the school and he hid behind a concrete wall because he was scared. And he's the only guy around who has a gun. He stayed there and he called for help. And as the other as other guys with guns ran in the building, he said, I'll stay here and hold down the fort and I'll keep being good on the radio, guys. Bye. As he hid like a coward. Remember, nothing happened to him. He got prosecuted, but he walked out of there. You know, nothing bad happened to him. Nothing bad happened to him. You guys don't remember. he got acquitted. So, what do you think's going to happen here? He's going to get acquitted. So, but remember, the city of Uvalde released an independent review that cleared all local officers of wrongdoing. Yes, they were brave. The brave sheepdogs, were on the thin blue line. The thin blue line. In this case, when you look at the only thin blue line I see here are a couple of tampon strings dragging out from underneath their pants that got a little wet. That's the only blue line I see. Look at him. He's like, really? You think I'm going to risk my dental plan for this? Really? This guy's like, I'm so brave. Look at me here. Urgh. If only these kids were speeding or talking on their cell phones in a car, I'd show them what's up. He's like, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm pretending to pull security. So nothing's really going to happen, okay? Relatives of the 17 children killed and the 2 were injured sued DPS in May. The families also reached a $2 million settlement with the city of Uvalde. Yeah. And they've also since sued Daniel Defense, who manufactured the gun, and then Activision for Call of Duty. So we'll see what happens. But guys, nobody's going to be held accountable. These faggots are going to be allowed to do whatever. They're going to be allowed to do whatever. Yes, if only they knew how to harass kids with their hats turned on backwards. Yes. Yes. And then I thought this was a very funny meme. Yes. Please, bro, we weren't cowards, bro. We really wanted to do something. But boss man said no, so what could we do? We aren't cowards, bro. There was a door and he had a gun, bro. Please, bro, you got to understand. We really super tried. I know almost every classroom in rural schools has walls and windows, bro. But he might have shot us, bro. You don't understand. You're not a cop. Yes, that's pretty much how this goes. Suzanne says, Sean, hey there. I got to go watch for the start. Well, better late than never. Oh, so guys, another black pill, and I'm sorry to do it like that, but that's what's going to happen. These guys aren't going to get convicted, sadly. As much as you'd like to see it. As much as you'd like to see it. Because how dare we make people hold themselves accountable? How dare we do that, chat? I mean, can you really force people to hold themselves accountable? I mean, really, can you force people to do that? I mean, it's not fair. How dare you force people to make themselves accountable? It's not illegal to be a coward. In some situations, it should be. When you take tax money and you say, I'm going to be the only guy allowed to be in a building with a gun. And if I had showed, if you had showed up with a gun on your own, they would have arrested you. They arrested one of the parents who came in to try to get their kids. Yeah, at some point, you are liable. And if you don't want to be liable, go fucking work somewhere else. If you're not, protect and serve isn't just some bullshit slogan. And for cops that can't handle that, go fucking work at McDonald's. Go fucking bake cookies. Do something else with your life. Because otherwise, my job's to go home safely. My first job's to go home. Then you're just some guy collecting welfare check and you get to carry a gun while you're doing it. It's blue welfare. If that's how you see it. My job's to go home at the end of the night. No, your job is to protect society. Otherwise, you're a guy that drives around for free in a car. You don't pay for it. Gas you don't pay for. And you get paid to open carry a gun in a uniform. That's it. What good are you? What good are you? Yes, the thin blue welfare line. Repton94 says, yeah, a lot of the cops in the area where I live in Canada are power tripping pricks. Well, that's a separate issue. You guys have my heart goes out to the Canadians to deal with all the bullshit they deal with the RCMP and local police. Just from listening to the way Runkle talks about how they interact and then seeing the scandals they engage in, and yeah. Pim Poppy says, we're going to do a stream on Ricada Body Cam. We'll do stuff for that, guys, but remember, it's going to be a long time before that comes out, and there's no real updates right now. So I know there's a lot of speculation, but nothing's been confirmed, so there's nothing to talk about. Yes, Torgo the White says cowardice should be illegal when you're sucking the public tea, promising not to be. Yeah. And, I'm a simple man. I grew up in the simple area of Ohio. But when you're paid to do a job and you don't fucking do it, we call that guy a fucking bum. You get paid to do a job and you don't do it, you're a bum. So. Now, moving on to a little bit more of some things of levity. I guess a positive note. Out of Nevada, there was a case filed against multiple people as part of these fake elector ballots and slates that are being presented. But in this one, it's actually been dealt with. They were dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. So, the Clark County Judge, Mary Kay Holtus. Now, if you guys remember her, she's the judge that had to deal with the guy who dived over the bench at her. So, if that name sounds familiar, that's who we're talking about. On Friday, so last week, she said she lacked jurisdiction to try the state's case against the alleged fake electors, 6 Republican leaders who cast electoral votes for Donald Trump, although Joe Biden had won the state, allegedly. If it's not here, it's not here. And she said, I don't see any way I have jurisdiction over this case. And that's kind of a big deal. If they don't have jurisdiction, well, that's it. It's over. So what happened exactly? Well, in December of 2020, sorry, I didn't bring this up wide enough for you guys to read. December of 2020, they held a ceremony in Carson City, Nevada, where they cast their votes for Trump. The event coincided, and this is where other states, it's been documented, it was notarized, multiple witnesses, yes. And now they point out that some 84 individuals in 7 states, did they falsely claim? I don't think they falsely claimed, but they've claimed, and the state is claiming that they've intentionally made false statements. In Arizona and Michigan are prosecuting people, while those in New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin are not facing charges. To be fair, some of them aren't. Wisconsin is looking at indicting some of the people that were in the Trump case in Georgia. 3 electors in Georgia have been charged. So out of those 19 people that were charged with Trump, 3 of them were electors. Now, the prosecutors are arguing, although the ceremony took place in Carson City, the documents were mailed to the chief federal judge in Las Vegas. They say, however, the documents were forwarded unopened to the court's official address in Reno, Nevada. So, yeah, she says, I don't know why you guys are struggling here. It didn't happen here. Now, why is this important? So, now Nevada is a little bit... You guys aren't aware of Nevada at all. Here's the issue. This is the state of Nevada based on their counties. Now, why is this important? Well, some of you guys might say, wow, there's not a lot of counties. This is actually very common for a lot of the states out west. Like Arizona only got a handful of counties. New Mexico's only got a handful of counties. That's not abnormal. Remember, most of this is like nobody lives here. And like a lot of this is government land. So here's Nevada and Clark County, where our friend Chili DeCastro is staying. And here's Carson City, all the way up here. And for those of you who weren't aware, because I'm sure people aren't, the capital of Nevada is not Las Vegas. It's Carson City. So maybe you're wondering, why would they go to Carson City? It's the capital of Nevada. It's literally there. So the judge is saying down here, nope, there is no jurisdiction. Nope, can't do it. Don't count. Can't do it here. When everything happened up here. Makes me sad how Sean says Nevada. Nevada. What do you want me to say? Nevada? 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 What should I say? What should I say, chat? How should I say it? How should I say it? Hold on. What? How should I say it? Nevada? Nevada. Nevada. Keep thing. Nevada. Not calling it Nevada. There's a street in Toledo called Nevada Avenue. Carson City was the meetup spot in Con Air. Yes, it was. Put emphasis on the "n." Yes, NVIDIA. Yes, NVIDIA. Nevada. Osmosis Jones. I don't know what is that? Is that like part of an umlaut over it? Looks like a little circle. I don't do that phonetic stuff. This isn't my. Do I look like I'm Does this look like My Fair Lady, where you could sit there writing squiggles and I could figure it out? Your dilection. So now, why is this important? Because it's being brought in Clark County, which is full of Democrats. So that would have been a problem for the Republicans. Because they're like, look, there's a ton of Democrats here. Now, what happened? Why is there an issue about this? Because it's no acts occurred in Clark County. And the judge then said, well, the other big issue is the statute of limitations has now passed. And because there's no jurisdiction, the case is dismissed. The case is dismissed, and now the statute of limitations is over. Guess what that means? It's done, chat. It's done. Why is this? I tried to set this up earlier. Was not working. Oh, well. That sounded good, just not natural. Nevada. How do I say creek? I say creek. I don't say crick. I mean, once in a while I might say crick, but no, it's generally creek. Yes, Suffolk, Nevada. Suffolk. So that is a positive note, guys, that these guys are getting out and they're being done. Let me see here. Gotta delete. Okay. I got 20 pounds of the ground beef in the freezer and I don't know what to cook. Well, you don't need to use all 20 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of food, man. Make some chili. So we are moving on, and this is one that I don't know if everybody's been paying attention to. I saw this happen, and it was very interesting. If you guys remember, Robert Crimo is the guy in Highland Park, Illinois. He shot up the 4th of July parade. And he was set recently, and yesterday, he was set for a plea hearing, and he was going to enter pleas. And he rejected the pleas. As you can see in the lead up to this, the prior stories are talking about he may change his plea, the officials say. Well, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So he rejected a plea deal and declined to change his plea at a hearing yesterday. Now, is that a problem? Sometimes it happens. You don't remember this? Yeah, the 4th of July parade a couple years ago, and he was like the troon dressed up in women's clothing, and he started shooting. And he got the police shot at him and paralyzed him, so he's in a wheelchair. So on the positive note, yes, he's paralyzed now. But he was going to enter a plea. There was going to be a plea for a life sentence. But he came in and rejected the plea and is opting to go to trial. The trial is set for February. This will actually be an interesting one to see how much he drags this out. Or what his attorneys are going to argue, because I don't know. I mean, maybe insanity is probably the only thing they got left. But yes, I've been in the situation before. You get a guy, yeah, hey, I'm going to enter a plea. And you're like, okay, cool. I love it. Get ready. You show up. And you're like, here's the plea deal. Are you ready to sign it? Do you want to sign it? No, I don't fucking want it. Or he signs it, and the judge starts going through the police soliloquy with him. He starts explaining, here's your rights, here's this, here's that. Do you understand all that? Knowing all these rights, do you still wish to enter a plea of guilty? And you're going along, you're taking notes, you look at the guy like, you ready? He's like, no, I don't want the plea no more. You're like, what? And that's his right. But you're just sitting there like, we just did all this work. And you're like, Your Honor, can I have a second? And you're like, are you saying no because something happened? What's the deal? It's like, no, I just don't want the plea. All right, fuck it. We're going to trial. Or they come back to their senses later that night because they're like, yeah, the guys in my pod had told me I shouldn't take the deal. And you're like, all right, well, I'll go talk to the prosecutor. I'm sure the deal's not going to be any good anymore. And yeah, a lot of times it gets worse. Well, every once in a while, the prosecutor's reasonable and says, look, I won't make him pay the idiot tax. And you get the same deal. But yeah, he's going to be going to trial. Now, it was interesting because the families were there. They were very upset. But yeah, you know, that's what happens. That's what happens. You know, he sat calmly in court in a wheelchair for reasons unknown. And when the judge asked if he pleaded guilty to the murder of 7 people, because he murdered 14 and 48 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm, he said no, much to the surprise of everybody who had been hoping that he would. And yes, it's a little bit of information on that.
Families calling what played out today in court cruel. Their attorneys calling it calculated. The suspect not saying much of anything as Highland.
Yes, the guy who murdered a bunch of people at a parade is being an asshole. Oh no, chat. Like, of course. Like, you should expect him to do stuff like this. I mean, what do you expect him to come in there and go, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done it? No. I mean, it's just like the guy here in Ohio when he shot up the school, he wore a shirt that said killer on it. And then he started flicking off everybody in the courtrooms. Like, I mean, at least he was stuck true to it.
Park prepares to hold a remembrance ceremony marking 2 years since that deadly shooting.
This is definitely the outcome we wanted to see.
Survivors and the families of victims.
And if you guys don't remember, he shot up pretty good. I mean, he caused a lot of injuries. And I'm surprised. Yeah, I mean, this one kind of fell out. But yeah, he 4th of July parade, he shot the place apart.
Of the Highland Park 4th of July parade shooting were looking for closure in court, but instead they say they got cruelty.
It's devastating. It's heartbreaking. it's extremely disappointing.
Shooting suspect Robert Crimo III was reportedly set to take a plea deal, a deal that would have put him behind bars for the rest of his life, dropping about half the charges against him. Instead, he remained silent the first time a judge asked him if
Now, the thing is, guys, remember, Illinois doesn't have a death penalty, so they can't do anything worse to him.
he accepted the terms of the deal, looking at the people sitting behind him. After a recess, he came back into the courtroom, and when asked again, he said no, refusing to change his plea.
Enough harm has been done.
And that happens. That happens all the time, guys. And that's a shame he's got it right. It says, do you understand all your rights? Yep. Do you still want to plead guilty? Yep. On July 3rd, 2022, did you do that? No. It's like, all right. All right. I guess what we're doing. Yes, he reminds me of the dude in the wheelchair from Game of Thrones. He does. He does. Yes, he was on the roof and he tried to make an escape. Jefferson says it was an accident. Sorry, guys. In the wheelchair because his bussy is blown out. Yeah, he got booty gooned. They spit in his butt. Oh. What am I explaining? Hold on here. Ag, what do you want me to do? Wasn't this the incident for the assault weapons ban in Illinois? Yes. Well, they've already had restrictions there, but yes, this was the big thing. Yes, they hocked to it in his butt. So, yes, it will be interesting. He's set for trial in February, but if you guys want to hear these people, I can't believe the guy who murdered people's an asshole. It's like, okay.
And it's extremely unnerving that somebody can be this cruel.
He murdered 14 people. You think this is not the depth of his cruelty. This is pretty mild. He killed people. He shot up a fucking parade. Like the shirt says, like, God, I love a parade, as he's sitting on the roof just bap, 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 bap. Like, yes, it's so horrible. It's like, I can think of worse things. Like shooting up a parade. I feel like I'm Norm Macdonald making fun of this lady. It's like, I can think of worse things.
it was an about-face move that attorneys representing survivors and the families of those lost in the shooting say was cold and calculated.
Today you saw absolute, unadulterated evil.
Leah Sondheim's mother, Jackie, was killed.
Which, I get that, but you've got to be careful, even if you're representing the victims. You're giving the defense team ammo for changing a venue or arguing pretrial prejudice. Have to be careful. Have to be careful what you say.
During the mass shooting nearly 2 years ago. She says instead of being able to close this chapter, it reopens deep wounds.
All I wanted was to be able to fully grieve my mom without the looming trial, knowing that he was going to spend the rest of his life in jail.
He's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. It's not like he's going to walk. It's not like he's going to get a hung jury or something.
Father left the court without any comment.
Not at this time.
When asked if he knew what his son's reasons
I feel bad for him because, like, everybody's been up his ass, and he's like, yeah, sorry, my son's a fucking lunatic. Like, what do you want me to do?
were for changing his mind.
Highland Park is a strong community, and each victim and each survivor and every family member wants to see justice, and we will see justice.
Well, then if you're going to see justice, I don't know why you're going to care. But okay. Okay. Yes, the worst part about Robert Crimo is that he was a hypocrite. I'm surprised he's not out on cash bail. Yes. We've got to let him out. The rules are the rules. What weapon did he have? I think he had like oh God, what did he use? I think he had an AR-15. I'm not sure. But I think he had an AR-15. Then he had some sort of like I forget what else, but he had a bunch of scary stuff. It wasn't like he used a shotgun or a deer hunting rifle. Oh yeah, he had the Keltec. Yes, finally, Keltec enters the mass shooting arena. You know, it took so long. But it operated properly, so I guess that's good for Keltec. They can use that as part of their PR. Yes. All right, guys. Moving on from there to the Seattle Hellcat driver. You guys have never heard of this guy. He's a douchebag that has run around with his, tricked out Hellcat, and he owes the city of Seattle now $83,000 in fines. And he showed up to court, dressed up like a champ. I mean, look at that. Look at that shot. So what happened to him? So Miles Hudson, he's known as the Belltown Hellcat driver, was ordered to pay $83,000 in fines for his loud Hellcat that he drove through town. He was also fined for failing to comply with court orders to modify the exhaust on his car. He says his car's in the shop being modified, but he wouldn't tell anybody or show them what he was doing. Now, why is this important? I mean, $83,000. I'm surprised they have that authority. I guess because of the noise violations, but that's still pretty steep. Anyway, if you guys have never heard of him, this actually gives you a little bit of a good primer on him a little bit.
Day after day, month after month, Seattle police try to get... Do you remember last time you got pulled over in Seattle? But the Belltown Hellcat continues its reckless run. The 20-year-old wannabe speed racer.
So he's done crap like this. I've seen the videos. Flying 100 miles an hour through like downtown Seattle. Or he would do things with his car, just the obnoxious pipes on him.
1, 2. And blasting his engine at 2 o'clock in the morning, all in his souped-up Dodge Charger Hellcat, valued at close to $100,000.
So he had loud pipes, ultimately. He was driving around like a fucking asshole. So the city punished him. Battle Love says 83 is the price for a Hellcat. Yeah, I thought it was close to the... I thought they were close to 100K, but... how is this not an 8th Amendment violation? Well, they're going to argue he refused to comply multiple times with the noise orders and the orders of court to modify his stuff, and he kept acting like a dick. So that's why. I think if he appeals it, it'll probably get put down quite a bit. But if you keep telling a court, neener, fuck you, they'll eventually fuck you back very hard. So don't do it. Don't do it. You guys are wanting a backstory? Backstory on the guy in Illinois? Yeah, they were having the 4th of July parade, and he grabbed a gun and went boom, 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 like to everybody in the parade. Like, that's what happened. Osmosis Jones says this is based. I don't know how based it is, but just take his license. Well, if he's not like your pipes are too loud, we'll take your license. I don't know about that as being an acceptable answer. But yes, this is like a punitive damage. So the driver should be sentenced to be Trump's personal driver. Yes. It's definitely a little based. Yeah, I'm sure. But here's the thing. Yes, because he's an asshole, nobody feels bad for him. So yeah, we're all going to say this is a little based because he's a dick and nobody has sympathy for dicks. But remember, that's the court has the same authority to fuck with you. Now, to be fair, you might say, well, if I was told I had loud pipes, I'd fix my pipes. Say there's base and then there's douchebag. Yeah. The tards in NASCAR should hire him. Yes. So that was interesting. And yeah, it's just don't fuck around with court orders and tempt them. Don't tempt court orders, guys. Never going to end well. All right, where are we at right now? 150. Okay, good. We're doing well. 286 people tonight, guys. Thank you for being here. Like the whistle tips I used to put on car exhaust. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or people who get train horns put in their cars. I know people have done that. So this one's actually kind of funny, and I think this is almost like a law school question. So NASA's being sued because part of a pallet that was part of supplies given the International Space Station. Normally, they just let stuff fall into the atmosphere and burn up. It normally burns up, but it didn't burn up. Instead, this thing here fell to Earth in such a way it did not burn up. And I mean, it looks like this, which almost reminds me like Joe Dirt when it's like, you got one of them. We call them a Boeing bomb. It's a big old chunk of poopy. I mean, that's what it looks like. It looks like a big old turd. So anyway, what happened? Well, down in Naples, Florida, which, guys, if you aren't aware, is very, very, very pinky up in Naples. Debris, and imagine having to tell your insurance company, hey, there's a hole in my roof from what? Something from the space station. And they're seeking $80,000 in damages, which that sounds about right if it punches a hole through your roof. And you got to deal with all of it. So the metallic slab was from a cargo pallet that had been released by the ISS in 2021 and hit their home on March 8th, 2024. So it's been floating in space for a couple of years, making its way to them. Which that is kind of interesting. So it even though their son was home, nobody was injured. It created a hole in the floor and roof. Well, I'm sure it destroyed a lot. I'm sure it caused a lot of damage. It almost hit his son, who was 2 rooms over. Well, either it did or it didn't. There really isn't an almost. So NASA did confirm it's theirs, which that's interesting. They confirmed it's one of their pieces of equipment. So they took the debris and took it back to Cape Canaveral and they measured it. So they have damages for non-insured property. And I'm sure their insurance company didn't pay out on this. I'm sure they argued this was an act of God or an force majeure. If you guys aren't aware, like that's a very common thing in claims and insurance policies as a force majeure. It's it's almost an act of God or an act of government or an act of issue there. This thing happening. So, yeah, I'm sure the insurance company says they aren't doing. Now, business interruption, I don't know what that means. Maybe, he at his home, or maybe he didn't have time to go to work because of dealing with this. Emotional and mental anguish, which, I mean, yes, it's like, from now on, I'm worried something else is going to fall and smash into our house, which, I mean, after it happens once, it's really hard to tell those people, hey, you're being really unreasonable. It's not going to happen again. Well, they're going to look at you and tell you, yeah, but it happened once already. You told me never to worry about it. Look what happened. My clients are seeking adequate compensation to account for the stress and impact this event's had on their lives. And also where I could take 30% of it, says the attorney, Micah Winworthy. They're grateful that nobody suffered injuries. If the debris had been a few feet in another direction, there would have been serious injury or fatality. Yeah, but that you chalk it up to chance. And there is apparently some cases that are out there that do support their cause of action. NASA will have 6 months to respond. And that's because they are governmental entities. They have an increased timeline to respond to stuff. It's his home zone for business. Just take a check for $50K and fuck off. Well, I'm sure they already asked NASA for money and NASA told them fuck off. So that's the issue. Jarak says, what the fuck is hurricane proofing? You make it so your home's reinforced to survive a hurricane. With the rain, especially the rain and the wind. EDW says, what is the goal we must hit for you to read the ruling on stream? Not tonight. We're not doing the ruling on stream. EDW Raptor gifted 10 subs. Thank you. Thanks for the support. And as you said, proselytize to the grays. Yes. Yes, if you guys are new or if you're a gray out there, we are waging a genocide against the gray labeled names here and trying to make everybody green. Because it ain't easy being green, as Kermit would say. Virosoft's been a member for 3 months. Says, Sean, I made a bad Luma AI video with you. Want to see it? Sure, send me an email or put it on Discord. I'll look at it. EDW Raptor says the GRU would have saved those children. Well, I mean, they did save a bunch of them out of Beslan. And a bunch of them, well, not so much. Ghazni Cellmate says, can we talk about Nick for 3 hours, even though it's all speculation? Please, please, please. As much as I'd like, I could do that, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Don't worry. When the good stuff drops, it'll be good. Unhung Hero for $2 says, the whistle goes, woo woo. And WMAC Now says, on vacation-y, we'll catch a replay tomorrow. There's no Y in the end of tomorrow-y. But okay. Yeah, well, thanks for stopping in. Then EDW Raptor with 5 more subs. Thank you for the memberships and thank you for the support. EDW. Appreciate it very, very much. Robert Lawrence says gravity and momentum are acts of God. Yes. Yes. Scott Wade says space law is fun. Yes, there's an entire field of law surrounding things in space now. Kimbo says, give them a free trip to the space station. That would be funny. That would be funny. I'm a goofy goober. Yes, as the Greeneames need to acknowledge their green privilege. Never. 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 Sean is an Australian sympathizer. The only reason he won't put up a poll. Maybe I just ignored you, J-Rock. I don't know. That's a shame, says, why can't I give subs on mobile? I don't know either. Remember, YouTube is really retarded about this stuff. I don't know why it won't let you. I really don't. I think that's stupid that it will not let you do that. So, where is... Oh, wow. So, yeah, I'm sorry you can't give subs on mobile. Is there a Medicare stream on Sunday? Okay, well, we might have... I don't know if we'll have time to cover that. Like I said, guys, we're going to be working on the bathroom, making 2.0 happy. She'll like the new floor. So, fingers crossed, Chad. Fingers crossed. J-Rock says, I won't put up the poll. Well, like I said, maybe I'm ignoring you. I don't know what the poll's about, J-Rock, so that doesn't help me either. Barton Bella gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Bella. I appreciate the support, but also thank you for the generosity. Blade says you make friends with another lawyer in Korea, except he specializes in space law. Well, I don't know who you're talking about unless there's a joke there I missed. EDW Raptor gifted 5 more subs. Thank you, man. Thank you. Manicure is Saturday. Okay, well, I still might not have time for it. I'll be laying tile, yes. Do I accept Twitter DMs? Yeah, I'll accept it. Let me see here. Chat will do their own poll. Well, that was a Does Legal Vices joke. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. J-Rock says the poll is annex Australia and make it a penal colony. I don't want to annex Australia. Why would we annex Australia? We don't need them here. They're going to ruin things. It's like extra Californians. We don't need them. We don't need them. Get a roll of that good underlayment with the waterproof barrier. Yeah, but I got to see what's underneath, because if it's already there, I might need that. I mean, we'll see how bad it is if I have to redo it. Confirmed Sean hates the abos. Well, I hate I hate the abos we have here. Yes. How did you know? All right, guys, we are all caught up. Yes, and we don't need Rama problems here either. We have already got enough issues going on. So we're not going to sniff petrol from a can, because you put the petrol in the car and it goes. So you don't ever want to Rama up your nose, or however it goes. I just said Australia's worthless. I've been outbased. Yes, yes. So we're all done. We are all caught up, chat. We got through everything I wanted. So thank you for being here, guys. Want to thank everybody on Twitter, Twitch, and here on YouTube tonight. We'll try Rumble again next week, guys. J-Rock for $5 saying, damn, Sean just said Australia's worthless. I've been outbased. What can I say, man? What can I say? The Mystery Sniper for 50 subs. 50 memberships. Damn. Let's go, chat. Wow. Wow. Coming off the top rope. Thank you. Thank you so very much for your generosity. Thanks for the support. Truly, I truly mean thank you for the support. It's ironic. Aboriginal actually means not original. Well, I don't know. It works for them. Then EDW Raptor gifted 10 more subs. Thank you, Raptor. Thank you very, very much. Yes, 50 subs. EDW Raptor says, I really hate the Greys. Yes. Like I said, we've got a whole Grey genocide going here. Did we hit the extended goal? No, we did not hit the extendo. Sorry. Charlie's like, he really only meant to do 5. Well, if that's the case, let me know. I'll help fix it. We're not doing a double show. No, I don't have enough to talk about. Snake Plisket says Forever Gray. I don't know if that's not something I'd be proud of, but hey, I guess, it's 2024, so love is love. Minnesota Knows, been a member for 2 months, says, do you want to build a snowman? No. Okay, bye. Anna Well says, so no cats. No, I don't mind cats. What is that? I mean, cats are fine. Day says, I wonder why I never get gifted a sub. It's because my channel's branded. Yeah, there's something weird with some channels. Get it, don't get it. I don't know all of it. I don't really know all of it. Minnesota Snow says, okay, bye. Don't leave. And future Mrs. Mario 2.0. Hello, sweetheart. I'll be in to see you shortly. Saying, Mystery Sniper, that was awesome. Thank you. Yes, Mystery Sniper, thank you so very much. Anubis Ash says the Texas Rangers are also members of the Texas Department of Public Safety. Yes, they are. No ceiling cats, correct. Yes, the robes never bothered me anyway. It's the judge with their titties hanging out. Hold on one second. So, 2.0 was doing the math. 96 memberships tonight, chat. Holy cow. You guys are crazy. You guys are truly crazy about that. Walker told me I have AIDS. Ag says, how do I get qualified to be Nick's science expert? Well, you have to go do the drug test, Ag. Jarex says, all night, chat. No, not all night. No, we're not doing that. What about joining the evening with 2.0 side by side? Well, 2.0 has been on streams going back towards the beginning of the year. It's just she's been busy and she's been doing her own stuff. Noel's saying, can we get in touch sometime about a problem I have sometime soon? Sure. Get a hold of me down below. Be happy to talk to you. $50 more subs and I'll put a GoPro on Clyde. I wish I had a GoPro. I don't have a GoPro. EDW for 5 more. Yes, 101 gifted subs. Yes, thank you. That's not the we don't have an extendo tonight, okay? No extendo. But thank you for the help. And thank you for the support. We are not 4 away from the goal. Oh. No, that's how it always starts. Yes. I've seen 2.0 in other chats. Yes, she is. She goes around other chats. Just like her on screen, she's just been busy. And, it's easy for her to pop into chats in and out. Yes, my chat's the best chat. I think so, too. I think so, too. I've got a great chat. Well, guys, I don't think that was null. That was... I don't think that was null, whoever's saying that. Because Null knows how to get a hold of me. He's got my he's got a way to get a hold of me. He's always welcome to get in touch with me. But yes, you guys are great. I do appreciate how I appreciate the knowledge base you guys have out there. Ag says, where's the extendo? No, not like a stendo out of like a Glock. No, like the extendo goal. Like that's what Ralph calls it. You gonna read the Delphi PDF files appeal getting smacked? No, because I have no idea what you were talking about before. You had mentioned it, but I didn't see it. That's why I was asking you, like, I need a little more like background. But yes, we're gonna be, as Karen Reed is now winding down, we're gonna get back into the we're gonna be getting back into the game plan of Richard Allen. So we're going to be locals tonight? Of course. If you go put a GoPro on Clyde, would it just be footage of him rolling in pee? Probably. That's usually what he does. Although I don't know if he's done that tonight. Hold on. Hey, Clyde. Come here, buddy. Okay, here, click clacks. Yep, here we go. Click clack. Hey, buddy. Come here. Come on. Hi. Ah. Oh. Hold on. No, you don't smell like pee. Hi, buddy. Good boy. I know. Well, you were sleeping, weren't you? You were taking a nap. You were sitting on the couch next. You were sleeping on the couch, weren't you? Oh, hi, buddy. Oh, you look so tired. Oh, wait. What are you guys saying? Mr. Sniper says you were on a redheaded show, but she never gave chat instructions on the rules of chat. Oh, yes, at Moxie Dame. Yeah, we were talking about Dr. Disrespect, which, oh boy. Oh my God. Like, you do not, even if you do the things you're accused of, don't ever respond like he does. Oh. Also, you will never, I don't understand why people who are in social media do this, like let's cut the bullshit or let's get the record straight. Those never work. Those comments don't ever work. But yeah, it looks like Dr. Disrespect was texting someone under the age of 18 and being a little sexy pants with it, which not a good look, man. Not a good look. And now there's some like tranny person that works at Twitch saying like, yeah, he was texting me too. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm really sure that part happened. But yes, that explains why Dr. Disrespect got booted from Twitch. But it also makes sense why once he sued them, Twitch is like, uh-oh, if we continue, we're going to have to admit we knew about this and then use it as leverage to get out of a contract. And we're going to look like even bigger pieces of shit. So they paid out his contract to shut him up and thought it would go away. And, well, didn't. So, yes. What do I think about the lack of a verdict in Kieran Reed? I think we're probably going to get a hung jury. Like I said, guys, 70% either hung jury or not guilty. And the odds of a hung jury were far higher. You know, more, probably 2/3 of that 70% is hung jury. And I think we're going to get a hung jury. I think tomorrow they're going to say we're stuck. And I have a feeling they'll come back they'll try to read an Allen charge and they're going to be like, we're still stuck. We'll probably be done tomorrow. So, let me see here. Any news about that Atlanta judge, the one who stepped into the Jurassic Park sized pile of shit? No, he's still on the bench. How long is the judge in Florida going to make Sarah Boone's attorney wait on the motion to withdraw? I don't know. And here's the thing. Until that judge grants it, she has to keep preparing. So soon, maybe. Soon, but hopefully not before we read those 58 pages. Because I think they're going to be so interesting and so funny to read. What do you think, Clyde? Don't you, buddy? Huh? Mwah? Yes, he thinks so too. Does Clyde have pig DNA on his paws? No. Did we get a thunder jacket for Clyde for the 4th? No. Oh, hold on. Sweetheart, we probably do need to get him one because that's going to be a rough day. That's going to be a rough day for our bub. You going to go to sleep? Okay, buddy. Give him a treat. No, he's tired. Was Dr. D texting a 16 or 17-year-old while in Texas? I hear under 17 need not apply. You guys. No comment. No comment. When Chrissy Mayer Turtle Boy on, they showed some clip that he wouldn't respond to the Karen Reed trial, laughing at the woman who said bukkake. Yeah, that was the best. And honestly, I will say, ultimately, yes, I think Turtle Boy did a great overall helping Karen Reed and getting her case out there and raising awareness. Yeah, I think he did over a good job. Like I said, he's all the stuff he did that he's been accused of in that indictment, he's 97% First Amendment protected. It's a couple percentage points where it's he just stomped all over his wiener. I hope he beats it, but I don't know if he's going to. I mean, hopefully it gets resolved before we go to trial, but I wouldn't want to be in front of a jury claiming all that stuff because that's a tough sell. Stabby says, wait, why am I a coward? I love watching a stream of Clyde's asshole. Well, it's actually not his asshole. That's his balls. That's his wiener you can see. You can't see his butthole. Katie says, I'm in time for Clyde. Yeah. You're getting a little heavy there, buddy. I got to put you down. Okay? I'll come snuggle you on the chair in a minute, okay? All right, Bubba? All right. We'll be a good boy. Brittany says, look up the ASGET Industry 3D renderings of Lally's stupid idea of what happened in the Karen Reed case. I did see that, and we'll probably bring that up on Locals. But we are all done tonight, chat, and we are going to wrap this up. So I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to everybody who helped contribute to the non-existent goal, but the unofficial goal tonight. Don't put Clyde down. He's fat. He's a big dog. He weighs a lot. Okay? He adds up after a while. My arm starts getting tired. I don't have, I couldn't put my arm on the armrest. Was Locals crashed earlier? I think so, but now the debate's over, we should be fine. Hold on. Clyde being confirmed to put down. Yeah, well. Put him on a doggy diet. No, he's not really fat. He just weighs a lot. 50 more subs and I'll do a pork chop power hour. No. Catherine says, do you have a PayPal or one of those type accounts? I think hold on, let me see. Do I still have a PayPal account? Let me see here. I thought I ended it, but okay, yeah, I guess I do. So hold on here. I'll add it to the thing. Also I wanted to say thank you to everybody. I know we passed the 20,000 subscriber mark, blew through 21,000. And yes, this morning we were at 22,000. Now, for some reason, we're at 21,998. So we're kind of hovering around 22,000. We're going to have to do a 2021, 2021 and 22K show. We'll have to work on that. Hold on. And PayPal. All right. If you guys want to check, I just updated all of that with the PayPal. The PayPal link. I didn't realize I still had a PayPal account, but yeah, I'll use that one. That works. 24,000 to get a 24-hour stream, chat. Yes, 2 more subs if we go all night. Nope. Cedar Rose says, wow, I thought Sean had more. No. Nope, not yet. Someday I will. Yes, and Joe is within, spitting distance of 100K. Yes, very close. And Kurt's approaching 150K. So, yeah, some big milestones out there for people. Some very big milestones. All right, guys. So that's it. Really, that's it. We are all done. I promise we're actually 100% done. So thank you again for being here tonight, everybody. Like I said, this weekend streaming might be a little off, but we might have time in the evenings. But don't necessarily expect anything during the day. I still think Kieran Reed, we're going to find out tomorrow. She might get acquitted, or I think we're going to be in hung jury mode. We're going to find out very quickly. So thank you again, everybody. And remember, until next time, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Unless you don't bake the pipes on your Hellcat quiet, then apparently you are guilty. So don't have loud pipes, chat. Good night.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops. Even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. But please talk to a local attorney.